What up, YouTube? Just real quick before we get into this next video, two quick things to cover. Number one, I just want to send a big thank you to all of my new subscribers. I appreciate all of the likes, the comments, the shares. Listen, I don't care what end of the spectrum that you are and your opinion. If you got something to say, just say it. I'm in the comments, I'm looking at them. I respond to some of them, but I can't get to all of them. But keep continuing to comment, share, greatly appreciated. Number two, this video that's coming up right here, it's a good one, but it was so good it went too far, so I'm gonna cut it up into two parts. So this right here is part one. Stay tuned to part two. I'm not sure where I'm gonna cut it yet, but stay tuned to part two. This one really gets in there. All right, without further ado, here's your video. What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video. Have a very special video for you guys today, so I brought Anakin along. Anakin, say what up.
Hey.
All right, so listen, this is one of the most requested videos that I've had on my channel. Alpha Male Strategies, the 10 dating commandments. So that's why I brought Anakin back today to talk through it, to get our opinions on it, mostly her opinion. I'm gonna have her do most of the talking. And without further ado, wait, have you seen this?
I have not.
You haven't? Okay, so I've seen like the first 2 minutes and I already see why this was so highly requested. So it should be a good video today. All right, so without further ado, let's get right in it.
Okay.
What's up, fellas? So I had a subscriber that asked me to come up with my top 10 rules of dating. Well, he can't ask me to come up with my top rules of dating, and I came up with my top 10. So guys, as a man, you gotta have a code, and you gotta have a principle, like a 10 commandments almost. And you need to have some things that you don't bend on, and some things you don't give and you don't break on as a man. As you being a man, there's some things you just, this is what I do, and that's what I go by. That's a code. So what I'm finna give you now is my 10 things that I go by. That's a code for me that I never break. I don't care how bad the bitch is. I don't care how big her titties is, how big her ass is. I live by this code, period. All right? The first one is, I never argue with a woman. Now guys, as we all know, women are emotional. As a man, you're supposed to be logical and rational. You arguing with a woman, you are moving into your feminine energy. You're starting to act like a fucking bitch. Do you get that? Y'all all grasp that. You never fucking argue with a woman. She is only gonna lead to yelling and hollering. It's not like the woman gonna sit down and say, okay, dear, have anyone you guys ever argued with a woman and then she sat down and said, you know what, you're right. I want you to just think about that for a second. Have you ever got into a disagreement with a woman about something, and at the end of it, she said, you know what, you're right. Now that I think about it, you're right.
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily 100% agree with him. What about from your perspective? Have you ever been kind of talked to in a way where you're like, at the end of it, I get your point?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I think it's different. So I think what he's trying to say is don't argue, like don't get emotional. That also don't mean don't state your point. Like to me, you know, if you have a position on something, you should definitely let the other party know, like without a doubt, how you feel about something. But I guess it's when he say argue is the way in which you communicate that. Like don't get all, oh, but I thought, you know, this, or get all angry, but I told you, you know, try to really like bark. Nah, just like keep it cool, be cool with it, and just, you know, state your point, get in, get out, and see if behavior changes.
Yeah, I agree. I try to not argue when I'm emotional.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I'm emotional, I'm gonna say shit that I'm gonna regret. And if you get emotional, we're both emotional, then like it's gonna go haywire. So I've been in situations where I've gotten like upset, and then he's gotten upset, and I felt like I had to like calm down because like I didn't want it to like go left. So I felt like I had to be like the calm, logical one, and still, you know, if I'm wrong, still admit that I'm wrong, but still like, you know, do it in like a calmer way so that we both don't get like too fucked up.
So let me ask you a question. So when the dude got emotional over the situation, did that make you less attracted to them?
No,
Okay.
it didn't. No, it didn't. I mean, it was just we were a couple and we were having an argument. It had nothing to do like that. Didn't lower my attraction. He was just upset. I mean, I think, well, depending on what it is, like maybe I did something at the time to piss him off, and he's upset, and he has a right to be upset.
Right.
You know, and if I fucked up, I admit that I'm wrong, and I feel like if she doesn't admit that she's wrong, like that is a childish thing. I think it is like a bit immature.
So it's a maturity thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's kind of petty.
It's kind of petty. Listen, some of the worst decisions that I've made in my life, I've ever, and I've not made a lot of like really weird decisions though, you know, throughout my life that's got me into trouble. But like I was either drunk or I was like feeling some type of way, like emotional about a situation. So, I mean, I had a situation at work not too long ago where if I reacted in that situation how my gut told me to, with the data that was given to me, the information that was given to me, I would have been in the wrong, because a few days later I got more information about that situation where it was like, oh, that's why I got that reaction, and it made more sense, you know. So but instead, life is a game of chess, not checkers. I went back and I thought about it, conversed with my mentor, my sponsor, and a couple of my closest friends regarding kind of next steps, and I played those pieces on the board in order to politically get that advantage, you know. And that's just something that you have to just do in life, is not just make those gut instinctual, you know, tribal like behavior. You gotta think through, you know, to beat the competition.
I feel like for relationships though, I feel like the best way to deal with things is to first think about what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Before, like, if there's something that's bothering you in a relationship, I think the best way to like address it is to like make sure you gather your points beforehand, so that once it's time to address that, like you're calm, collected, and you don't like end up getting too pissed. And hopefully that person like does the same thing.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, well, let's keep going. I feel like he has another point.
You never argue with a woman. You always want to remain calm and steady. That don't mean you do what the fuck she say. That means that you're not finna yell and argue with her like a fucking bitch. You understand what I'm saying? You the man, you supposed to be rational and logical. Don't never argue with a woman. For one, a lot of women, they like to fucking troll you. You understand what I'm saying? So guys, let me tell you what I mean by this. Starting this YouTube shit right here, this YouTube channel, I have trolls that try to come through here and say little shit to get up under my skin. I don't know if
Yo, just a quick comment on this. A lot of I don't know if it's his trolls or someone else's trolls, but they come into my channel too. Listen, work on y'all jokes, yo, cause some of them I be rolling, some of them legit comedy, but some of them is just like, yo, like try harder to like come at me for real on some shit. They're so entertaining. The one that I did with you. Oh
my God.
I think I had like 1,000 comments on it. Oh, it's so. I might do a video of us going over the comments because yo, some of them were hilarious. Like some of y'all YouTube comments can be comedians. They came at me real hard. Oh God, it was so much entertainment though, for real. All right.
a lot of you seen it, and I always put thanks for watching. And a lot of times I don't never see them come in again, because they did not succeed in what their fucking goal was. Their goal was to move me off my center. Their goal was to piss me the fuck off. So I guess when they said they coming, I supposed to came back with some angry message. And then like, ooh, I got that nigga. That nigga mad. Ooh, I'm finna show enough get in his ass now. Ooh, I'm finna say all type of shit. I'm gonna troll his ass. See guys, women could be fucking trolls. A woman could be riding home in her car from work thinking like, I'm finna really fuck with him today. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a guy that's highly emotional and your woman know you're easy to move off center, it's a good chance she be in the car riding home plotting to fuck with you.
You know, I feel like if someone's doing that to you, then you shouldn't be with that person.
I mean, for me, that goes without saying. I feel like it's a waste of time. But I think so. What AMS touches on is they could be thinking about it, but I think sometimes subconsciously, both men and women, it could be a subconscious thing. Like you had a bad day at work, and you're not thinking about fucking with them, but they're just the person who's right next to you as you get back from your bad day. So you might nitpick on certain things that normally you wouldn't nitpick on, like she left some dishes out or something like that.
Yes.
And then you feel like just. I mean, I'm joking. But she left something out. She left dishes out or something like that. And you like, why you never clean up the dishes? Like, why you this? And I think it could go both ways. But generally, a person who is more logical wouldn't ever come. They wouldn't let their emotions of the day interfere with their home experience.
Yeah, I agree. But like you said, like we project all the time. But I feel like, if that's what she's doing, if she's really just trying to troll you, then I feel like that's not someone that you should be with. But if she's legit upset about something at work, I feel like you should try to figure out what it is.
So if you're in a relationship, but what if you dating and then she's trolling you? Like let's say it's like second and third date, and then she's talking about your shoes and you know what I mean?
Like as fun or like as like actually like trolling?
Like actual trolling to move you off your center.
Then if she's doing that when you're dating, then what's gonna happen when you're in a relationship? Like if she's genuinely trying to like fuck with you, I don't think that's someone you should be with.
I was hoping you were going to say that. That was
yeah,
that's pretty much a given.
Nah.
Yeah. All right.
No.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't let a girl troll you. She get her rocks off knowing she done piss you off. So I done had a rough day. So now I'm finna go home and fuck with him, and now he gonna have a bad night. So you understand what I'm saying? So if you don't feed into that, it stops. It goes away. If you feed into it, it keeps going. If she knows that this is how I can get under his skin, it keeps going. So you don't want to feed her into that bullshit. If you stay calm and logical, she'll stop it, because she'll see it ain't accomplishing her goal, which is to piss you off. Some women get off pissing their man off. All right? So don't let a woman troll you. All right? That's the first one.
Are you sure he's talking about dating or relationship? Because it sounds like he's talking about a relationship.
I think either or. The don't let a woman troll you. I still think that is.
You're right. You shouldn't let anyone
it doesn't
fuck with you.
No, yeah. You know,
on purpose,
or
just to see you mad.
Yeah, I mean, but there's ways to check people without being emotional about it, and I think like that's what he's trying to say is don't let it rock you. I mean, even think of like a bully, right? Like if someone's bullying you at school or in the workplace, because there's bullies in the workplace too. Trust me. You know, if you let it, if they know, if you don't fire back. And then it's going to continue. Like, and they see that it kind of moves you, or whatever you're self-conscious about, it moves you. They're gonna keep on doing it, you know, because that's how they get their rise. That's how they get their rush. But if it doesn't move you, and you keep it trucking, you fire something back, and you know, and take a look at their insecurities and dig. And when you dig, you dig. Like you go for the gusto. You know what I mean?
Jugular.
You go for the jugular. You aim to kill. Verbally, you know what I'm saying? If it's at a verbal, you know, if it's physical, it's something completely different. But yeah, but you know, you never let it roll off. You just let it roll off your shoulders, you know.
That's hard sometimes, though, to be honest. Like, you ever had someone poke at you, like poke to the point where like you feel like you're gonna like explode?
Absolutely.
Gotta take some deep breaths.
You gotta take some deep breaths. But listen, it's a trained skill. You just gotta work on it. The same way LeBron gotta work on his jump shot, you gotta work about on not being emotional, especially if you're an emotional person. And we all have like varying degrees. Like I got some friends that are way more logical, some that are just way more emotional. Generally, the women are way more emotional, but you know, there's emotional dudes running around. To each his own. All right.
Now this is another one, but it's very important, guys. You never want to respond immediately to a text or call when your girl is calling her. Guys, that is an interest indicator. Do you understand that? When you do shit like that, what you're signaling to your woman, it's like it's almost a little slight validation a little bit. It's like you're saying, You're so important to me, I'm just gonna drop what I'm doing to respond to your call or text. You understand? That's an interest indicator. Guys, I'm sitting here to let you know now, the more interest you indicate to a woman you have, the more her interest drops. You understand what I'm saying? Women are fucking backwards as hell. They only remain interested in you if they think that you're not that interested in them. They start pulling the other way. So if your interest comes here, hers starts coming here. They interest decrease as your interest increase. So when you start responding right back to a call, that's an interest indicator. You want to let her.
Interest indicator. If you respond back immediately. Have you ever been like dating a dude and then like you text him at like 3 o'clock and know he's working and he responds back at 3 o'clock in 30 seconds? Did that raise or lower your interest if that had occurred?
That did not lower my interest at all. That has happened. I mean, if you're legitimately busy, then I mean that's fine. But I don't feel like you have to like purposely like wait to respond to a person. I feel like that's just playing game. I don't think that's necessary at all, and I don't think that's gonna lower. That does not lower my attraction, and I don't know any woman that would think that is gonna lower their attraction at all.
All right, so let me ask you a different question.
Okay.
So let's say you're busy.
All right.
He says that he's busy, but he responds back to your text always 30 seconds after you send him. You wouldn't then begin to question how busy he really is?
I mean, not really. Not really. I wouldn't. I don't feel like that's not a big deal. Like if he responds to me right away, then oh great, he responds to me right away. If you're purposely ignoring, okay, so he said girl and woman, right? He's not talking about dating, he's talking about relationship to me. That's what it sounds like to me. If I'm calling my guy and he's ignoring my calls, I'm not gonna like that. That to me says that you're unreliable. Like I'm and if you're busy then that's fine. But if you're ignoring my call because you're trying to like make me like you more, that's not gonna work at all. Whoa. Because I feel like what?
Well, I think the goal here is to be busy, right? Like what are you doing with your life where, you know, are you really even paying attention? Are you doing what you got to do at work? Are you really up on your purpose? Are you really? So I feel as though I hear what he's saying, and maybe not all situations could be 24 hours busy. Mm-hmm. But I think about myself and like I was dating a lawyer a couple of years ago. She's a lawyer, and when I texted her, she immediately, I mean, I'm talking like as soon as I put my phone down, I hit send, put the phone down, I get a text back. Not even just 1 word, 2 words. I'm talking about like a paragraph and stuff. And I always used to say to myself, damn, like for being a lawyer, you know, she seems to be awfully, so like I would see it as I put my phone down and would continue to ignore it for another hour or two while I'm actually doing what I have to do at work.
Okay, so
it lowered my level of attraction.
Okay. Well, generally they're more on their phones though. So for like doctors, you always have to have your phone. And sometimes you're too busy to respond, and sometimes you respond right away. However, I have been in relationships where I don't respond right away, and I got, oh, why didn't you respond to me? You were online and you didn't respond to me, this. And that pissed me off.
That sounds like a weak, insecure dude that's not about his
really
purpose.
Pissed me off.
I mean,
because I'm busy. Like I can't respond right away.
It sounds like whoever that was need to watch some of AMS's videos. Whoever that was,
but you know,
needs some
like,
training.
But I'm legitimately busy. I wouldn't like ignore like your call just because I'm trying to make you like me more. I feel like that game playing is a little bit too much. But
I do. So I hear what you're saying, but I do think that there's still a validity in what he is saying in a sense that, because it's happened to me. I mean, she was texting me like literally as soon as I put my phone down. You know what I mean? And it made me think like damn.
She's like too available?
Too available. Like get up or like go live your life, sweetheart. Okay. You know what I mean? Like make me interested in what you doing and what you got going on, not like always responding to me. Like I don't know, I find it annoying when someone is so wrapped up around you, and it's just like, well, you know, live your life, be your most awesome. I'll live my life, I'll be my most awesome, and then when we are not busy at a given time, we can text, we can communicate. But I feel like you know, in high school, college, like before you before you get to adulthood, like the text game is cool, but after that, like people are busy.
Yeah, but I still feel like if I'm calling my man, I don't give me that respect. Like answer my call. Like I'm not gonna be calling you 24/7, like you know, like and like interrupting your shit. But if I call you, I expect you to answer my call.
But you talking about in a relationship?
Yeah, but that's what he sounds like he's talking about. He said you're a woman. He said you're a woman, you're a girl. So to me, he's talking about relationship. And yeah.
All right, well, let's keep going. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah.
Make her feel like she's never that important, that I'm never gonna stop doing what I'm doing to return your call. You're not that important. I know it's sick, but it's shame that you have to act like this.
Yeah, that's not cool. Don't make me feel like I'm not important. Like if I show you, if you're of importance to my life, you need to show me that respect. And if you don't show me that, if you don't show that you're interested in me, then I'm gonna back away. Like that's not, you ignoring my calls is not gonna make you like you anymore.
Well,
it's not.
Well, it sounds like it's not just an ignore. It's like not respond right away.
That's
If
fine.
there's, I think you'd be fine with an hour, 2 hours. If they say that they're busy, that's fine. I don't think that he, you know, it just depends. Like some situations might require a day later. I mean, it just depends on the dynamic of the group. Like it depends answer. It's not a one size fits all. But I mean, if the girl is genuinely interested and y'all have a good vibe, like. I would still follow what he's saying and not respond like right away, but you need to be genuinely busy with your life.
Okay, but so like how long you think he should respond then if you really like the girl and it's not a relationship and like, you know, she likes him, he likes her. How long you think he should respond?
I think when you don't really know the person and you first setting it up, it could be, you know, 30 minutes to an hour and change later, 2 hours later. Like if you don't know them and you're trying to come off as a high value man with an abundance mindset, like listen, I got to text my other bitches first, you know, before I get to your text.
I've done that.
I feel you. And,
Like
and
if it's someone that I'm not, like I'm just getting to know,
yeah, I mean, and that's what I think he's saying, you know. This is not like when you're in a committed relationship and you looking at your phone and you were supposed to do 2 things that she had asked you on an errand and you just ignoring her call. Like, I think that's a bit different. But I don't know, let's keep going.
With women, it's a shame that you can't act like you care about them or they fucking lose interest. But hey, like I told you guys before, I didn't fucking make women. If you don't like it, talk to the big man upstairs. You know, it is what it is. All right, the third one. Guys, always check your motherfucking woman. Now, this is a funny one here because women do shit and they want you to check them. And if you don't check them, that's an interest indicator too. You understand what I'm saying? That shows that I'm so fucking interested in you that I don't want to piss you off right now and get you mad. God, that don't then drive a woman pussy up more than a guy that's afraid to fucking lose her. Do you understand me? See, if you don't check your woman, essentially what you're saying is I don't want to do nothing to piss you off because I don't want you to lose me. That's weakness. That's a turnoff to a woman.
okay. So if I'm in a relationship with you, I feel like you need to let me know if I'm doing bullshit. And vice versa. If you're doing bullshit, I'm gonna let you know that you're doing bullshit. I don't like the word check-in. I feel like check-in is like, sounds like you're talking down to someone. But let me know that I'm doing bullshit and then I'm gonna check myself.
That's real. I think, but what he's talking about is the respect that you gain from being able to check somebody. And you know, a lot of what he's saying, this is why like I call him a life coach, right? Because like a lot of the things that he says, it's just not even just for man and women interaction, but like this is like man and man interaction as well. Like if your man's is stepping out of line and doing something that's disrespectful, you may have to check him as well.
You're right.
You know, and so, but I know I'm right.
No, I'm saying like, yeah, like you need to be able to
It's,
stand up for yourself.
you gotta be able to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
You,
Regardless, you have to be able to stand up for yourself. If you don't stand up for yourself, that is a turn off. Like, it's not attractive.
yeah. Like if you are late multiple times to something, like that should be checked, right? Like if
I can't.
so we keep going with your giggling eyes.
You want to get her pussy wet? Stop checking her. In other words, if y'all out on a date and she doodling on her phone, texting on her phone, tell her in a nice, manly way. You don't got to be a fucking asshole. Relate to your woman in a nice, respectful way. That hey, I want your undivided attention. We don't get to spend too much time together. I want all your attention on me. So you can put your phone up and text your friends later. It don't matter who she texts. She could be texting another guy she dating. Don't give a fuck. She be texting her mama. And when women love to try to use their phone for their kids, well, I'm just checking on my kids. I got to check to make sure the kids okay. One time. She check one time. She not gonna be checking on fucking kids every fucking 5 or 10 minutes on her fucking phone while y'all on a fucking date. You understand? And we ain't going for that shit. So you always want to check your woman. If she late, y'all got an outing, and she fucking late, you gonna say something. You ain't gonna be a fucking bitch. You gonna fucking say something. She wants you to say something. If you don't say nothing, that's indicating to her that you're starting to get weak for her. They're letting her know that you're starting to fall heads over heels.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't listen, if you don't check, you know, someone early on for what you feel is disrespectful, you know, at least just have a conversation about it. Like you are allowing for bullshit. Like you're allowing them to do whatever they want. You are in a sense of you're allowing them to be disrespectful. Like
Okay, so I've been on dates where, not really dates, I've been, you know, having conversations with guys where, like, in the middle of the conversation, I get a phone call or I get a text, and it's an important text. So I wouldn't want him to tell me that there. I feel like if he has to say something, I feel like I took it a little too far. So if I'm having an important conversation and while he's talking, like I try to make sure I'm like, okay, I either excuse myself or I say, excuse me, like give me a second, like I'm like having a conversation or I'm like trying to like check on something. But if she's like checking on her kid, even if she says it, I feel like just leave it alone. Like I think it's out of place for you to be like, oh well, I don't give a fuck, like no, I'm here, you need to give me your undivided attention. I think that's a little too far, because like at the end of the day, like the kid is on top of her priority list, not you.
I think what would be respectful is at the beginning of the date say, hey, listen, my kid's sick, or you know, just like, you know, just or my mom is planning on calling me at this time, like, or I'm expecting around between this time. Just to, you know, state that, because that's still respectful, because then both of you are in agreement of, oh, okay, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna eat this meal, but at some point you may need to step away and go do your thing. But it's different when you just look over and they're going through their Instagram stories like,
oh, that is, I've had that happen to me. Well, not on dates, but like I'll be talking to someone and then like they're on their phone. So in terms of like the late dating thing, there have been times where like I've been late to dates, right? In one situation, I was late like 3 times, but it wasn't on purpose. I wasn't trying to be like, you know, like I was really trying to be on time this time. I was trying. So the first time, you know, whatever, it happened, like I was late. The second time, something happened. I was late.
How late were you?
Like 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then I was texting him like throughout as well. I didn't like have him wait there. Like I let him know like, hey, I'm on my way, but like I'm 15 minutes late and like this, you know, like I try to make sure like I at least give like heads up so that they're not just like waiting, like wandering. But the third time, I was really, really trying my hardest. Like I was legit like trying, because I was like, you know what, I can't do that. Like I can't, it looks really bad. And something came up and I ended up being like late. But when I went there, I was like, you know what, I'm so sorry. He was like, all right, that's cool, but just don't do it again. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I won't. But in my head, I was kind of, I got turned on.
So you got turned on that he checked you. So
I did. I did get turned on.
So essentially,
honestly,
we're validating. So you're validating what AMS is saying. To an extent, yes. There it is.
It was nice.
There it is. It was nice. It was nice to get checked.
Not checked. I don't like the word checked. I feel like checked. Whatever. Fine. Checked.
The fourth one, no fucking validation, guys. No fucking compliments. You don't fucking compliment women. Maybe if you got a wife maybe every now and then, but you don't compliment fucking women. It shows fucking weakness. It's almost like you're saying, let me say this because I think if I say this, that's gonna make you care about me more. You understand what I'm saying? It's very weak. You don't fucking compliment women. Even if it's a girl you dating, you don't never compliment women. You never validate them. You want her chasing your fucking validation. Chasing it. So this is the thing, guys.
Never compliment women. How do you feel about that one?
I feel like if you want to lose her, yes. Yes, don't compliment, because validation is important in a relationship, and it goes both ways. And I feel like he's underestimating the importance of validation, and validation is not a bad thing. You need to let someone know that you're appreciated. I mean, that you appreciate them. You need to let them know that, you know, that you hear them. If you're not doing that, then chances are she's not going to feel like you want her, and that's not going to make her want you more. That's just going to make her leave. And that's how like men get cheated on. Well, not all the time, but like,
because they're not getting that validation.
Yeah, not. Well, I mean, I don't like the validation, but like if you're not showing interest, then like if
you're not telling her she's pretty. But listen, this is the 10 dating commandments. This is not the 10 relationship commandments.
He said relationship. He said your girl. He said relationship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, he's going back and forth then, because I feel like a dating and a relationship is two totally different like goals.
Even though, even dating, you should, like, if I'm dating a guy and he calls me pretty or he says something like, it's nice. It's not gonna make me, you know, look at him any like less. Actually, it's gonna raise my attraction. Honestly, like it raises my attraction. Like it makes me blush. Like it makes me like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so this is one for me that like I step outside. Like I like what the main 99% what AMS says, but I step outside of what he's saying from my own personal experiences. And for me, this one is like you give some, but like you don't over validate. You don't over gush over them. Just like the same way you don't just immediately text someone else back. I think that it's good to give them some from, you know, time to time, like, oh yeah, you look sweet tonight, baby. You know what I mean? But then not to over like fawn over them. Like,
yeah, I mean,
there's a difference there. I don't believe in the no compliments, the no. I think that's a little bit like I'm too much of a happy person in life not to look at the beauty in some things and compliment them on something like
that's gonna. It's fine to like make. Why would you not want to make her feel special? And like vice versa. Like, don't you like validation?
I think everyone does. I think man, male, female, you know, like Instagram, all these social medias are validation machines. Like there's just so many women Instagram people up there. Is there dude Instagram, you know, models, this, that, and the third. So
validation actually makes the relationship stronger. And it's not like you said, not over gushing. Because like if anyone, even like people that compliment you in public, like when they like overdo it, like it makes me feel uncomfortable.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. But like just like, you know, like letting her know that, you know, like you appreciate her, you love her, like she's sexy, she's pretty, just like stuff like that is normal, and she should be doing it back to you as well. And it makes the relationship stronger. He's wrong on that. And I feel like if you're trying to not compliment her because like you feel like it's gonna make her feel too good and she's not gonna want you, to me that's a bit insecure. Like that's showing his insecurity.
Now let's flip it. Like, so we're talking about relationships. What about dating? Like, should you be validating?
Why not?
So dating not to get in a relationship, but dating just to have fun with somebody.
Do it if you want to. Like, if you feel like, you know, I've done it. Like, I've like dated guys where like it's not a relationship, but if he looks good, like I'm letting him know, like, oh, you look really good. Like, you look handsome, or you know, that's really sweet. Like of course, like you always want to make someone that's in your life like know that they're appreciated, like regardless. And I'm not talking about like there's like levels.
Yeah, there's levels.
There's levels. So to be fair, there's levels. Like don't like overdo it with someone that you just like messing around with. But there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like just be comfortable with yourself.
So again, to conclude this point, so you don't think that if someone compliments you on the first date, that's going to lower your level of attraction?
No, it's actually
going to raise it.
Yes, definitely.
That's real. All right,
100%.
As soon as a woman gets your validation, she's on to try to chase the next guy validation. Because women are fucking sick creatures. They want every fucking man in the world fucking vying for their attention. They need every man to have all their eyes on them. That's how they are. They are narcissistic as fuck. And they want every man to want them sexually. So the second...
Well, no. And I feel like I can speak for every woman when I say that no, we don't want every man to want them sexually. 2, you know, if you want to get technical, narcissistic traits are more associated with men than women. So he's not accurate there at all.
So so your first point, speaking for all women, I don't know. I don't think you can do that. But I do think that there are some women that don't want the limelight.
Oh yeah.
At all. Not everyone's chasing for validation.
No.
I mean, it's, you know, some people who my experience, it's less busy people. Less busy people spend the most time on social media, on Facebook, IG, in the YouTube comments trolling me. it's less busy people.
No job.
it's less busy people. I think that so what do you think about him calling out sick creatures?
I mean, he doesn't know. I'm not offended. Whatever his experience, he's like 40, right? Like he's like 40 years old. Like what he's saying is from his experience, and I'm not gonna like discount his experience, but it's very one-dimensional. And I feel like he's dated a lot of like shitty people. That's probably why his view is like that.
I see.
But yeah, that's it.
Can you get her validation, your validation? It's like, okay, another one down. All right, now I want this guy over here to like me too. I want his validation too. They're like little kids seeking validation. You understand? You never get her your validation. You keep her wondering if you even fucking like her. It's much better that way. No fucking compliments. No.
If she's wondering if you like her, she's gonna leave. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let me not say that, because there are some women that do like to chase, right? But I wouldn't agree with him at all. Like at all. I feel like.
So you don't feel like there's women who are just looking for validation, and if they're not getting it from you, but they expect it, you don't think it causes them to like sign up for another date?
I'm not saying that.
Or if they're like, oh well, he doesn't like the way, he doesn't compliment my shoes, he doesn't compliment the way that I dress. Like I wonder if he's gonna compliment the insides of my box.
Wait.
For real, like, you know, they may want to take it to
very
that
superficial,
in
though. I feel
order
like-
to chase the validation.
I feel like that's very superficial.
So what? But does it happen?
I'm sure it does. Like I can't say it doesn't, but I feel like you don't like binaural police, but he's generalizing here. He is. And
He is saying all women.
Yes, and
Okay.
that's not accurate.
All right, let's keep going.
Fucking returning her fucking text messages in 5 or 10 fucking minutes. That's validation. None of that shit. You're validating her. You're letting her know that you like her a lot. Now this is a big.
Wait, so he's saying don't let her know that you like her because she's not gonna like you?
He's saying don't validate her because she's a validation engine. She's
that what
just
he's saying?
That's what he's saying. He's saying at the end of it, like once you validate, she's on to the next one for
That's not
validation.
true. No. Like you have to know who you're dealing with as well. Like if you feel like you're dealing with someone that's not interested in you and she's just interested in just like hearing, you know, like your compliments and shit like that, sorry. Because like there are people like that, right? There are women that are not looking for anything. They're not looking for a relationship or even like, you know, like something casual. But they would like keep guys on like the text list.
So
And, you know-
and those are generally the chicks on Instagram who like every third picture somehow manages to squeeze her ass into the photo.
You think so?
Oh yeah, those are the validation engines. I mean, if they're putting their ass cheeks up on IG, like those are the ones who I feel as though are most likely to be. So another thing is too is like as I think about the people that you surround yourself with, the people that I surround myself with, it's generally, I don't think it's a lot of the same people who AMS has been dating. Like,
Yes,
you know,
it's not.
he grew up differently than you. He grew up differently than me. I understand a lot of the things that he's saying, you know, but I don't know, like, there's a lot of tricky people out in the world, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you put 1,000 people into one room, chances are 60% of them are assholes. Like at least 60, 70, maybe 70. You know what I mean? So when you're dating on IG and 60 to 70% of the people are assholes, and you got to figure out, well, what do they want from me? What subconscious bullshit are they gonna try to pull on me?
See,
What are the strategies that I should deploy in order to get what I want out of the situation?
that sounds so exhausting. Like, so
Yeah,
you're just gonna
it's
sit there and
cumbersome.
just try to psychoanalyze like somebody.
Well, I think that what he's doing though is he's creating kind of a one size fits all rule book.
Yes,
which,
that's what he's doing, and
Yeah.
that's not gonna.
It's
That's not gonna work.
what you said was one dimensional.
Yes, he is very one-dimensional.
Okay. I mean,
Yes.
I see what you're saying. I think more often than not, a lot of the things that he talks about though can render a dude successful though, for real.
What is the success?
So
I keep getting tongue-tied.
So I think success, you know, when he's
Hold on.
talking about dating, like what does dating mean, and how do you do it? So like texting, right? Don't automatically text back because it lowers your value, your market value. Don't over compliment because it lowers your value, it lowers her respect. Check her if she's tripping because it will, like you said, you needed to be checked in that situation, and you wanted to be subconsciously you wanted to be checked in that situation.
I didn't subconsciously want it to be checked because I felt like I needed to check my damn self.
Yeah, but he did it for you, and then
Yeah.
and then you became more attracted to that. See the logic. You gotta follow the circle. You gotta follow the circle. Let's keep on going though.